dreamy dreamland. Oops, 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 oops. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome aboard, mates, to Dreamy Dreamland. Your Sensei Al Bob, me, this guy here. Day of stories. Don't believe a word I say, right? So, let's see. How much juice do we got here? Oh, we got a pretty good juiced up. We got an hour at least. So, this is a live chat, right? I'm going to make sure that's live chat. Yep, there you are. Let's see. Going to give it a little test. Test. Okay. Yep, that seems to work. Okay. There you are. All ready for you. So, you know, here it is. August. What is it? Yesterday was 6th. I guess today's 7th, right? So here it is. And what's your name? Where are you? What are you doing? So I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he's going, that, what's his name? Donnie has to do is get Vance guy to go down to the southern border, and as all those people come in, he just holds the little ones and goes, I love babies. I love babies. That's all he'd have to do. And then he can hand it to somebody else to shoot the kid in the head. And then it'd be okay. Like Donnie says, you don't have to vote, right? We got it in the bag. Now, if that actually happens, we are right in the same shape as everyone in Venezuela. And good luck with that. So, but the other side of the coin is that won't even happen because the more Downey talks about that, the more JoJo, who is president, everyone's thinking that Cammie's president, right? She's running for the office, but JoJo's there still doing stuff, executive orders here and signing things there. And I would say that Bibi had a real opportunity. Came to America, had a joint chief. I mean, only the president gets to talk to the Congress and Senate in one house. Along with everybody else, right? State of the Union. So Bibi made a State of the Union address to us. He said, just give us more stuff and we'll kill them all faster. We need more stuff and we'll kill them more faster. I mean, that really wasn't really great soundbite. But that's exactly what he's going to do. And so for that to go down, what's going to happen is he is going to nuke somebody, probably Iran, right? And then a few minutes later, Hezbollah, and then Hamas, right? But first, he kind of is going to bring those tanks into uh, the Gaza and get everyone in one place, like get them all back to Rafah, and then drop the egg on them, right? And so, and then you know, whatchamacallit's going to do it anyway. So bang goes Iran, and pop goes the weasel up there in Lebanon, right? Uh, so that's what it is, and it's what it does. It prepares for a real gestalt, lightning understanding, and then because everyone will be in shock over that. Basically, um, Ukraine is now in a position to eat Russia's lunch, right? And so, what'll Russia do? It'll nuke Kiev and Odessa and that place over there, right on the border with Poland, where all of the hardware, all those TACMs, and um, all those like really sexy weapons are coming out. Because there's an airfield, a U.S. airfield, right on the border of Ukraine, where those C-17s are coming in and giving air defense and real strategic artillery and F-16s and other goodies to go along with that. And so in the next 3 weeks, give or take, by the end of August, right? September hasn't arrived. End of August, they're going to take out. Um, you the Russians are going to be on. Chinese are going into all of that which is or, and had been and was Ukraine, and they're going to take out that bridge. Forget that. They just sucker punched them with a train load of 1,000 soldiers, or maybe even more, and they captured them and all of the hardware that went with it. And they have taken out a number of SS-4, which are supposed to be the best anti-aircraft missile, and they took them out. So they won't have air superiority, but what they will do is be able to have air superiority for a specific moment in time and place. And so when they can do that, that is when they can basically blow a hole through Russia's, wall and go like a waterfall or a fire hose into the Crimea. And they will do that in the next 3 weeks. And and that's what. So what's Russia going to do? Everyone, that means a million Russians have to run away back into Russia. That doesn't look good. They're blowing up things now in Russia on a regular basis, and they're doing it very specifically. They're going after the oil refineries, not the oil wells, the oil refineries, because that's where they make their money on the finished product. So they're getting rid of Russia's ability to make the finished product out of the oil. And so other things, and they're taking out, like they took out a strategic airbase in Russia and took out a number of their, high end strategic bombers, right? And they also took out one of their, attack submarines, which was like, those suckers cost about 300 million a pop. So they took out one of those. That's pretty expensive, right? And that was the vehicle they were using. Russia was using for, getting covert information and putting people into Ukraine to do nasty things, just like Ukraine has been doing into Russia. So anyway, um, Russia's, you know, oops, and it's just going to get worse, right? So what? The only thing they can do two things. They can say, okay, we're going to do exactly, we want a ceasefire, and we will ceasefire, and we will agree to everything that you want. Meaning, we'll just get out of Ukraine totally, you know, and we will leave all our hardware there. We're just going to take all our people away, and and we're going to go back to the border that was, before 14 years ago, and all we want is an agreement that you can join the EU, but don't join NATO. And Ukraine is now probably the third or fifth best army in the world. So why do they need NATO? No, they won't. Right? They'll have an agreement with NATO, right? But they won't be part of NATO, right? And the smart thing would be is if Ukraine and Russia decided to make their own NATO between them two, right? Which would then, because Ukraine would be so much into the EU that they could bring, Russia in and be part of it and become Disneyland, right? And then, Putin could retire and be remembered as a great guy who got everyone this far, blah, blah, blah. And so that's the good side, right? Second, the bad side is he doesn't agree to that stuff and he nukes, the capital, Odessa, and Poland, right? At that airbase where all the stuff is coming in. And then we have a war, an open war, NATO against Russia, which would, could get pretty, right. So that's like the October surprise. Israel nukes, you know, the Hezbollah, Hamas, and Iran, and Bay City. Remember capitals. I can't read. Oh, it is in capitals. I'm getting even blinder. Uh, that would be a bad, yeah, surprise. And that's why, because these chuckleheads having in that's plan A or B, So we have to pray. Our prayers are so much stronger than because see the people that we think are in charge, Donald Trump, really? Please, Vance, really? You're gonna put that guy a heartbeat away, right? and all the rest of the chuckleheads like Mitch McBlah, Marbles Mitch, and Madame Poplowski, really, you think those people in charge? No, they are. Look at those cats and kittens who were part of the squad. They couldn't even get their own party to put them in, so they're out. So now they other people are going to take those parts, who will be more. Um, that rabble rouser of the quad doesn't need to be there anymore because we're heading towards um, the federation. That's what we're heading towards. We got to see Star Trek in 1968 for a reason, to put it into our subconscious of what this is what we want. This is look. Everyone kind of wears clean clothes and they all kind of look cool and sexy and you know everyone has their own little box house and they got this little that you just say Earl Grey hot and beep, there it is, whatever you want, that's really great. And you kind of have a job or you don't, it doesn't matter. If I want to spend my whole life using crayons, eating them and then shitting them out and then onto a canvas and calling that art, hey, the Federation will pay me for that, right? So these are capitals. Yep. Praise God, praise Jesus. So that's why we have to basically start praying, right? God, this ain't, if this is your wish, let's change it just because, meaning I'm right here in the deep green, right? And we had a wet spring, right? Which was not bad, it was nice. It rained at night, was sunny during the day, everything grew, it was great, right? Then around end of April, it stopped raining like a light switch, right? And it was sunny every friggin' day. So most of April, most of May, most of June, last week of June, it started raining. Right? First a little bit, and then in July we had a couple real rainy days, but it was raining, sunny, rainy, sunny. The best. That's what a rainforest does, right? So we had that, but that 4 weeks of not raining. If we had another 4 weeks, this place would be up in blaze like New York State has been, right? Like California has been, like Colorado and Texas and where Seattle, Washington, and all of those, Oklahoma. They've all had some serious fires because of this motif, meaning their weather is kind of it really rains really hard, so the plants kick out big time. Then it gets super dry. They all dry out, and the stuff that are grasses are on the ground ready to burn, right? So we had that here, and I just kept praying, no, 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 just let's go back to rainforest times. Rain at night, sunny during the day, rain at night, sunny, and it did. And it when it changed, it flipped that second week of July after the 4th. It kind of rained 3 or 4 days, really hard, right? So I was like, my man cave was like Noah's Ark, very leaky, and I had a lot of animals in there too, two by two. So, I mean, I didn't want him in there, but I just couldn't, "And so what I say we're gonna be with you." Oh, come on. What do you? Oh, we'll share. We'll share. We don't have anything to share with you, but that's okay. Okay, okay, whatever. So, but it all kind of got into a nice homeostasis. And for the last month, we've had storms all around us that have real. I mean, Kentucky has been taking it on the chin. Thank you, Mr. Marbles. Um, and Louisiana has, Texas has, Texas. I don't think they're going to be left. I don't think they're going to have an electric grid. And both ways. I mean, they almost didn't have an electric grid when they had that first really cold snap about 2.5 years ago. And did they fix anything? No. They had all kinds of commissions. They do it no, because Mr. Rothschild owns it, and he wants the system to collapse so he can plug straight into the Tesla wireless thing. Because if we're going to have an electric society, wireless is the only way to go. So, I mean, when we had the internet, the only way the internet kind of went was that through. I like that little photonic light ray there. Anyway, so there's the gold light coming in. So See this light here? Right here. When you have that light, yeah, I can't always plug it in. So, but when you have that light, you saw it for a minute or two. Go back and look at it. That's when you use that energy to pray, in shamak state, right? So, uh, so back in 1988, when I left New York, I kind of changed my whole. I had already been a itinerant scholar, but not all the time. I was Mr. Artist in New York, Mr. Activist in New York, Mr. Businessman. I had my real estate business, my electric business, my video business. I had a bunch of restaurants. And in '88, I said, no, I need to find a better path. So my time got me into L. I spent 3 years in Cornell and Ithaca, which I'd still be some goldenrod. That's a guy who wrote a book called Wisdom of the Overself. His students, he taught at Cornell, and his students put together a commune, a collective. They bought a farm on the rolling hills of the Finger Lakes over near what county is that? Starts with a T. It's where the racetrack is. Anyway, over there, it's also near Seneca and Seneca Falls. So they had this beautiful thing, and I met those guys. Oh, in the winter, of my first year of discontent, and they said, Al, because I started going to their, so these guys were all white, all bourgeois. They were super educated there, and instead of going off and doing something Cornellish around the world, in Ithaca, they liked it. They started families, and kept, being on the Cornell tit, and a lot of them worked there, taught there, but they, what's his name, Robert, not Robert Anton Wilson, no, another Bob, but he wrote Wisdom of the Overself. Let's see, put this over here. See if that stays. Stay, you monkey. Stay. Okay, that's pretty good. Stay. Ah. So, what do you guys do? Which? I have reading glasses in here, maybe. Reading glasses in here. No, I have another one of these. These are my safety glasses. My eyes are so that I can walk into things easily. So I make it so I won't poke my eye out. And they stick out enough from my face that I don't have to worry about whacking my nose or my forehead, or it usually hits this first. So yes, there we go. I knew I had readers. So, what are you guys saying here? Praise Jesus. Yep. Do 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 do. Bah. Who wrote Wisdom of the Overself? Yeah, Paul Brunton. That's the guy, right? Paul Brunton. Brunton. Right. Let's see. Search of the Secret E, The Quest of the Overself, The Inner Reality, Hermit and Him. The book, Wisdom. Who wrote the wisdom literature in the Bible? Let's see who did. King Solomon. Okay. But not really. He had a crew. Right? It's been written by. Proverbs, Psalms, Britannica. The frick is that? Oh, okay. The company. Okay, that's nice. Can I? Can I sign up? Ecclesiastes. All right, two Deuteronomical works. Right. Deuter. Deuter. Ocaman. No. Makol. Yeah, that's what it is. It's Greek. It's one Hebrew, one Greek. Hebrew work is called Ecclesiastics. Latin is the Bible. Greek. It's taught on. When I was in a seminary to be a rocket scientist for the Pope, that's what I was taught on because it was really, because King James came in a medieval, it's a medieval text, and so people get all. Let's see. Let's go back to Google here. Let's see. Uh, who are the workers in the Jewish temple? Screw all this. Back to the beginning. Who are the workers in the Jewish temple? Yes, administration. Yeah. Priestly guard, judiciary local division. Those are the judges of water supply. Local divisions and water supply order. And then this, the Talmud sacrifice. The thing they want, and they don't give me anything. I asked you kind of generally who are the guys who work in the temple, and they gave a generalistic thing. But for me to do more, I have to give them more information about me. If you use Google, Google's Googling you more than you're Googling Google. That's for sure. Previous settings. Let's see, what were my previous settings? Blah, blah, blah. Personal results, blah, blah, blah. Screw that. Too much. Not enough. Temple administration service. Okay. Let's see. Affairs of the Second Temple were managed. Temple were managed by a board of 15 appointed officers. Misha records the following names of the temple and wanted their jobs, not the first guys. And don't even they give the names, but don't even give them their jobs. Okay, there's temple treasurer, Liza Curtains and Pin. So there was a guy who was basically the decorator. I mean, they have. I'm roughly adding up here over 300 different municipal entities within the Israeli temple in Jerusalem, right? And this is one thing that God was pissed off about. Jesus didn't like having all these administrators. That's why he threw the guys out of the money changers out of the temple. He said, "This ain't a business. God gave you 10 commandments. That's it. You have like thousand rules here and administered by these yahoos. And that's basically what Donald Trump is trying to do to the federal government, get rid of all the bureaucratic elements, which, in a certain way, that's a good thing, right? But if he does it, that's end of America, right? You can't just because that means mom and dad and grandpa and grandma don't get their social security card. That means there is no unless you have money, and I mean real money like Greco, like gold and diamonds, and that kind of stuff. If unless you're liquid, if you are on the books as a millionaire, when this plug gets pulled, baby, you don't exist. Right? And it's all there in the Bible. And so this Sunday, this old guy, he got up there and he's been reading the Bible his whole life. So he's got his head full of this verse, that verse, Deuteronomy, and we have this little protocol book that we are studying lessons, right? In the last few Sundays, our lessons have been about who rules us, who's in charge, blah, 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 right? And and those books that we read are really good to like point us in a direction to have what is known as fellowship. But all these guys do because in there, this guy kind of raps about it and he leaves a lot of verses, because he's usually taking a section of the Bible and he's using that as the foundation to talk about this idea or that idea. What kind of leader are we? What kind of leader do we want? What kind of relationship? But I mean, and this is all about us and God. That's who's supposed to be our leader, right? So anyway, um, it's a joke. It really frigging is a joke. So this guy, the guys who you know teach it, all they do is read what we're supposed to have read to motivate us to. And when you have this book, what's really great about it, they have the paragraph or two up here. Then there's like a nice space next to the paragraph. Paragraph ain't the whole page, it's just this much. So you have all of this much that next to it, you can write an idea or two, right? Then it not only tells you what neck of the woods the Bible was in, but which verse is specifically, right? And there's a term for that. There's a book, a Kodesh. So, like when I went back, about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when I stumbled into the Southern Baptist Ku Klux Klan church. I and they were very nice. I mean, they could have like, "You're not one of us. Get out." No, they're like, "Oh, because the day I walked in was the day they were having the sermon about the Good Samaritan. So I was the individual that everyone could show that they were going to be a good Samaritan to. And so this one guy, he actually stepped up for it, right? And little did he know that I was sent to him to wake him up. And so he's like, can't believe what he's got himself into. But anyway, so yeah, I first went over there because he took the doctors. He saw me my shtick, and he was amused by it and kind of interested by it, and then he realized I had taken a vow of poverty. So the vow of poverty means it's not that you're not. I mean, that's why do those guys beg if they're having a vow of poverty? Why are they begging, right? So I see one thing in there and up there. Anyway, so uh, so people do take care of like this car. Somebody gave me this car. And then I had to spend $1,600 on it to get it riding. It rides pretty good. I used to step on the brakes and it felt like the whole engine was going to be shot out the front of the car. And these guys fixed it for $600. And then, it was kind of rubbing. So they, oh, you need new tires. So because look at this, it's steel. It's not just showing the steel belts, but the wires are like this, right? So that was 800 in tires. And oh, you really need to take care of these brakes, or else then it'll cost you $1,000 a brake. This one's just going to cost you $300 a brake. And so okay, and a few other things, so people have basically said, we go out and I don't eat anything, and they go, "Well, uh, well, aren't you hungry?" I said, "Yeah, but why?" I said, "Well, you know, you gonna buy me lunch?" Uh, oh yeah, I'll buy you lunch. Okay, then I'll eat something. Meaning, I don't say, "Oh, I have no money. Give me money." No, but you want to give me money, not a problem. So, and a lot of people know I live in this way, and so they do occasionally drop something on me. And but normally they come by, grab me, and I'll go fix why basement lights don't work, right? And I never take any money. And I might take, if they have some food there, oh, we just made this. Okay, stuff like that. Yes. And so, anyway, that's where I'm in. And so people, I am like, so I'm out here. I'm like a, hermit basically. I see nobody except once in a while. I'm like, well, I do go out there at least 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, but not all the time. I mean, the people who live around me, they come and go from here maybe 10 times a day. And to get anywhere from here out there is a good 20-minute ride, if not 40 minutes. I mean, if you want to go to a Walmart's, 40 minutes in either direction, north or south. Me, I don't go anywhere, right? So, unless I go visit the people in the church. So I have three churches to go visit, right? I have the Ku Klux Klan Church and the We Own Everything Methodist Church and the pagan Christians, who believe in the magic box. So that's kind of the folk and I've gotten them all to work together. So I keep doing these little projects that seem impossible, and then they do work out together. And I don't really do anything. I just keep talking about it and having these people take me to lunch and have them talk to each other, and they start realizing I went to school with you. I got about you, or you didn't go to my Baptist church, so anyway, so everyone's kind of now working together, but they're right at this point of being somewhat. I've opened their eyes to the world outside there, and they're realizing that they've been lied to their whole freaking life, and that Donald Trump's not their savior, and no politician is, and that they have to build their own community. And I'm offering, hey, there's a school here. Let's start with that. Oh, it'll be so hard. I'll do everything. But we, uh, they're in between that because the rich people are just waiting. Meaning, we should have already been in May when they locked the door. We had the keys. We should have gone, changed the locks, and started doing stuff in there. But we didn't. I kept saying, "Let's do this. Come on, I have the money. Let's. I know. Oh, this is Frankie. He's a locksmith. He's come to change. Oh, we can't do that without. I said, no, we're doing it. We're taking control. That's what it is. What tree is falling down as we speak? No, it's more a what do you call those guys? Tweaker, one of the pokey tweakers. Anyway, so I wonder if he's going to come up here. That'll be interesting. Okay, so I keep seeing a car in there, but there is no car in the mirror. Meaning, the TV screen looks like it's the future, and that looks like it's anyway. Where are they going? Is he down there? He's down there. Oh, there he is. Oh, and it's another person right behind him. You know what? I'm going to go see what these guys are doing. This is only two of you there. So anyway, I'll catch you later.